Jamaica News in Review. Human skeletal remains found in Clarendon. Human skeletal remains were reportedly found in Chocolate District, Clarendon on Saturday. The remains are believed to be that of 81-year-old Wilbert Cabedon, a farmer from Bog Hole District in the parish, the police stated. Reports reaching reporters are that about 1:30 p.m., residents stumbled upon the remains and called the police. Cabedon, it is said, suffered from dementia and usually wandered away from his home, which he shared with his elderly wife. He reportedly went missing from his home on November 26, 2023, and a report was made at the Frankfield police station by his son. A belt and other clothing items found among the remains were identified by his son as belonging to the now deceased, the police stated. The remains were moved to the morgue. 55-year-old St. Catherine businessman hit with multiple gun-related charges. A 55-year-old St. Catherine businessman has been arrested and charged following an incident at his home on Wednesday, January 31st. He is Barrington Williams of Parkway North, Passage 40 in Portmore, St. Catherine. Williams has been charged with shooting with intent, assault at common law, unlawful wounding, using a firearm to commit a scheduled offense, and unauthorized possession of a firearm and ammunition. Reports from the Portmore police are that about 2:15 p.m., Williams and a relative residing at the same address had an altercation, during which Williams allegedly used his nicer firearm to hit the man to the left side of his face. He also allegedly shot at the man. The report was made to the police, and Williams was subsequently arrested and charged. His court date is being finalized. Curfew imposed in Nannyville, St. Andrew. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in sections of Nannyville in the St. Andrew Central Division. The curfew began at 8 a.m. on Sunday, February 4, and will remain in effect until 8 a.m. on Tuesday, February 6. The curfew follows a string of shootings in the community, which left 2 people dead and a policeman injured. The boundaries of the curfew are south along Nanny Boulevard from Mountain View Avenue, west along Statue Road from Nanny Boulevard, north along Statue Road from Mountain View Avenue, east along Mountain View Avenue from Nanny Boulevard to Statue Road. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander, the police stated.
Based on intelligence and assessment and what we have been seeing happening generally between the gangs contained there within, the need is there for us to continue dominance of the space to bring about some sense of safety and security. So the launch of a curfew at this time is quite appropriate as a measure to see to that. So that was launched at 8 o'clock this morning and will continue for 48 hours in the first instance.
Westmoreland man charged with stabbing, shooting man during home attack. A 20-year-old man has been arrested and charged with the stabbing and shooting injuries of a man who was attacked at his home in Chantilly Gardens, Westmoreland on Monday, January 22nd. Charged with possession of a prohibited weapon and wounding with intent is Deshaun Dell of a Chantilly Garden address in the parish. Reports from the Savannah Mar police are that about 10 p.m., the man was at home when Dell and another man pounced on him and started stabbing him in the head. The man ran from the house in a bid to save his life when he was shot in the arm. He was taken to the hospital where he was admitted for treatment. An investigation led to Dell's arrest and charge after he was pointed out during an identification parade. A court date for him is being finalized. More skeletal remains found in Clarendon. The skeletal remains of a man were found during a search for him at Jackson Bay River in Portland Cottage, Clarendon, Sunday afternoon. The remains are believed to be those of 30-year-old Andre Mullins, otherwise called Speckles, a fisherman of Shearer's Height in Portland Cottage. Mullins, the police said, was reportedly seen last alive in the community on January 11, 2024. He was reported missing at the Lioneltown police station by his father a day later, and a missing person investigation initiated, the police stated. Reports indicated that around 1 p.m., members of the committee were conducting searches along the beach when they stumbled upon the skeletal remains and summoned the police. On arrival, police saw the skeletal remains in black jeans pants, a dark-colored shirt, and a foot of white sneakers. A skull was seen a few feet away. Mullins' father, who was at the scene, indicated the items of the clothing appeared to be those of his son. Police processed the scene and removed the remains to the morgue. It was the second set of skeletal remains found in the parish in as many days. 2 men arrested after JDF Coast Guards seized 2,629 pounds of ganja near St. Thomas. 2 Jamaican men were arrested following the seizure of over 2,600 pounds of compressed ganja off the coast of St. Thomas. The identities of the men are being withheld pending further investigation. In a statement, the Jamaica Defence Force Coast Guard said a vessel was initially spotted southwest of Bowden Way, St. Thomas, within a known vector utilized for illicit trafficking between Jamaica and Haiti. It said the vehicle was intercepted and 2,629 pounds of compressed ganja packed in knitted bags and buckets were found aboard. The drug has an estimated street value of $26 million. The JDF said the drug was seized and the 2 men were apprehended and taken to the Port Morant police station, where they were handed over to investigators assigned to the Jamaica Constabulary Force Narcotics Division. The men are to be interviewed in the presence of their attorney. Meantime, the JDF said the drug for gun trade between Jamaica and Haiti continues to be one of the main sources of illicit firearms for gangs within the island. The JDF said the seizure has prevented the possibility of a significant number of illegal weapons returning to Jamaican shores. It said the security forces will continue to be relentless in its conduct in and other operations in furtherance of the mandate to protect Jamaica's borders and blue economy. Persons with information about illicit activities are being encouraged to call the JDF tip line at 876-837-8888, Crime Stop at 311, the National Intelligence Bureau NIB tip line at 811, or the police at 119. Security guard charged with rape of teen girl in St. Mary. A security guard has been arrested and charged with the rape of a teen girl in Gill, St. Mary. Charged is 35-year-old Brian Walsh of a Saltram district address in St. Mary. He is charged with rape, grievous sexual assault, sexual grooming of a child, and possession of child pornography. Wife allegedly met the teen on Facebook and threatened to release her explicit photos if his demands for sex were not met. Reports from the Portmore police are that Walsh and the teen met on Facebook in April 2021. The teen reportedly sent Walsh photos which he threatened to release if his sexual demands were not met. It is alleged that, to meet with his demands, the child went to Walsh's house, where he sexually assaulted her in November 2021. A report was made to the police and Walsh was arrested and charged after he was pointed out during an identification parade. A court date for him is being finalized. 3 men shot in drive-by in East Kingston. 3 men from Kingston East were yesterday afternoon shot in a drive-by along Bray Street. One of the men is said to be in critical condition, while injuries of the other 2 are not believed to be life-threatening. The men are said to be from Bray Street and Paradise Street in the division. When reporters visited the area, several lawmen were on the scene. A puddle of blood in front of a fruit shop where the shooting occurred told the tale of the bloody attack. The lead investigator told reporters that about 1:30 p.m., the 3 men were walking along the street when men alighted from a motor car and fired at them before fleeing in the car. The injured men were taken to Kingston Public Hospital, where they were admitted for treatment. According to the investigator, it is too early to determine the motive behind the attack. Visibly shaken residents said the area has been tense since last May, when 3 persons were shot and killed in the community. Additionally, they say there is an ongoing gang conflict in the community. Sometimes we're just afraid to come a road, one resident said. Another, who had to flee to escape the shooting, said, "Me just happy school never over, cause if school did over, the children them would have been right in a heat where the shooting happened, waiting on taxi." 14-year-old boy charged with shop breaking. A 14-year-old Kingston teen has been charged with shop breaking and larceny following an incident on Lad Lane in the parish on January 25th. The Central Police say about 10:30 p.m., the complainant secured the lock of her shop and the teen later cut the grill and entered the premises. A sum of cash and grocery items were stolen from the establishment. The complainant made a report to the police, who commenced an investigation. The teen confessed to his mother, who later handed him over to the police, where he was subsequently charged. Teachers urged to avoid confrontation with students after Belmont Academy brawl. President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Leighton Johnson, has urged teachers to exercise restraint and avoid engaging in confrontations with students. His remarks come in response to a widely circulated video on social media depicting a physical altercation between a teacher and a student at Belmont Academy in Westmoreland. The footage captured an educator said to be the physical education teacher grappling with a male student, resulting in a scuffle that brought both individuals to the ground. They, the teachers, are not to get physical with the students, Johnson advised, even as he admitted that sometimes the students' ill behavior can cause anxiety on the part of the teachers. He emphasized that educators must refrain from being confrontational. As best as possible, be non-confrontational with the students, he charged. He instead encouraged educators to utilize other ways of diffusing tension as they arise, adding that teachers should endeavor to remain professional in all circumstances. Our members are going to be the ones who are exposed to these kinds of behaviors, so we wanted them to be prepared as best as possible to equip themselves with additional ways to assist students in utilizing the conflict resolution strategies, he stated. While not disputing that disagreements will happen, Johnson urged students to deal with their conflicts in a kind manner. As a society and as an association, we always and will always continue to encourage students to deal with and treat with these differences amicably. Of course, disagreements will come, but we have to encourage all to utilize the necessary and relevant conflict resolution techniques that are being used in schools, he stressed, while noting, confidently, that schools have been promoting conflict resolution. Meanwhile, he renewed the appeal to the Ministry of Education and the Jamaica Constabulary Force to intervene and assign resource officers to schools that have a higher propensity in violence. He also called for additional social intervention programs to help alleviate the burden on guidance counselors. We need additional guidance counselors. We need additional social workers to be deployed so that there is an additional avenue for support for guidance counselors, he charged. He further proposed that the student to guidance counselor ratio be lowered to 300 to 1 from 500 to 1 so counselors can provide proper conflict resolution strategies. Manchester family alleges excessive use of force by police to quell dispute. A family is alleging excessive use of force by the police after the authorities were summoned to intervene in a family dispute in Greenville, Hatfield, Manchester. The incident, which happened Thursday, left a father and his son calling for justice. Christopher Swaby, who said he was physically confronted by 3 officers at his home, had visible bruises and scars on his arm. Recounting the incident to reporters, he said his father's broken rear windscreen, from which none of his family members could give an account, resulted in him saying it has been his vehicle. He would have burned the house down if he did not get any answers. Christopher, who subsequently left, was called back after 3 lawmen arrived at the home. Them say them hear say me threaten my cousin with gun or something. So me say me with gun, see me parents them there. Then them go and them hear me attack. The policeman say, shut up your vain mouth, boy. I idiot to take people police for. So me say, no bossy, me not take no police for no idiot. So him say, him a go lock me up. Me say, when you a go lock me up for? Him say, well, you a say to police boy. Then them pull the door, start thump me up in my face, squeeze me out, have the handcuff on me, and I ring it up until it swell. The next one pull me in the back door, grab me by the neck, and start thump me up in my eye, he alleged. He also showed reporters an eye injury allegedly inflicted by one of the officers. To make matters worse, Christopher said he had to resort to using his 6-year-old son to stop the assault. The man thumped me more than 7 times in my face, man. Cause to how him hold me in my neck, me can't let go the baby. The next little one you know, the passenger police. If me never have my baby in my hand, he would have used the M16 lit me in my face. Christopher's father, Buster Swaby, claimed one officer used the butt of his gun to hit the child while he was in his father's arm. The older Swaby also claimed that police attempted to pepper spray Christopher. He urged the authorities to look into the matter and hold the lawmen accountable. Christopher said he filed a report Monday morning with the Independent Commission of Investigations, but Superintendent Shane McCullough, head of the Manchester Police Division, said he is not aware of the incident. Superintendent McCullough added that a formal report has not been made to the police, therefore, an investigation cannot be launched. Negril Chamber of Commerce President deems West Endward condition a disgrace. President of the Negril Chamber of Commerce, Elaine Allen Bradley, has described as a disgrace the current condition of the West End Road which collapsed due to adverse weather conditions affecting the island. A retaining wall in the area also gave way on Monday, forcing rough sea waters to gush onto the roadway. A sea of debris was also visible on the road. The current situation has forced some business operators to close their doors and has interrupted the livelihood of persons in the tourism hotspot. I did warn them that this is going to happen if we have another bad weather, Alan Bradley argued. She further stated that her warning to fix the deteriorated road fell on deaf ears as the authorities reportedly only installed caution tape and the National Works Agency NWA filled the holes with boulders. She added that in December last year she informed the relevant authorities that the road was in need of immediate repair. I complained and I came out and I videoed and I sent it to other persons and I tell them that this is going to be bad, she told reporters. A cold front has been affecting weather conditions island-wide since Monday. The Meteorological Service on Saturday said an active cold front was projected to enter the Western Caribbean over the weekend and was expected to impact weather conditions over Jamaica. Newborn baby boy found in abandoned house in Limehall, St. Catherine. A newborn boy was yesterday morning found on the veranda of an abandoned house in the community of Limehall in Guys Hill, St. Catherine. The infant, whose umbilical cord was still attached, is now at hospital being medically examined. The discovery was made about 7:30 a.m. and the police called. A team took custody of the infant and took the newborn boy to the Linstead Hospital for medical examination. The matter is being probed by the police. Prosecution fails to have conspiracy to murder charge in Beaches Stout trial amended. Judge Justice Stamp refused an application by prosecutor Luke Cook to have the indictment of the Beaches Stout and Oscar Barnes murder trial amended. The prosecutors wanted the indictment to reflect that Everton Beaches Stout MacDonald allegedly conspired with Denverlin Bobby Minto to kill his wife, Tonya MacDonald, in 2020. Cook also wanted the indictment to reflect that Minto had conspired with Barnes to carry out the murder. Cook was seeking to have Justice Stamp accept his proposal for amendment. However, Stamp agreed with the defense lawyers representing both accused in the Home Circuit Court murder trial. Justice Stamp refused the application, agreeing with the defense lawyers that amending it could be prejudicial to the accused. Stamp then instructed the jury to officially return a not guilty verdict on the charge of conspiracy to murder. Judge Stamp ruled on Monday that there was no evidence showing that MacDonald conspired with Barnes to kill Tonya. MacDonald and Barnes are still before the court on the murder charge. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.